All right, today we're diving into a really powerful story of transformation. It's about a young girl named Kambili, whose entire life has been shaped by a rigid, punishing silence. But a single trip to visit her aunt in a town called Nsukka is about to change everything, and it's going to awaken a part of herself she never even knew was there. Let's get into it. This one line, it just says it all. Kambili is watching her cousin and her grandfather, and they have this easy, quiet connection. But for her, living in a world of fear and scheduled perfection, that simple bond feels completely impossible. It's like she's looking at a world she can see, but just can't touch. So, to really get what's happening to Kambili, you first have to understand the two completely different worlds she lives in, her home and her Auntie Ifeoma's home in Nsukka. They are night and day. I mean, look at this. This is the whole conflict right here. At home, her life is controlled by her father, Papa. He's a very wealthy man, but he's also fanatically religious and abusive. Every single minute is scheduled. Every move is judged. Silence is how you stay safe. But then there's Nsukka, and wow, it's like a different planet. Her aunt's tiny apartment is just buzzing with arguments, music, and the most shocking thing of all for Kambili, laughter. It's a place where it's okay to be imperfect, where freedom is just the air that you breathe. And right at the heart of this family divide is their grandfather, Papa Nuku. To Papa, his own father is a heathen, someone who's damned because he holds on to his traditional Igbo beliefs. But Auntie Ifeoma gives Kambili a totally new way to look at it. She calls him a traditionalist and says, sometimes what was different was just as good as what was familiar. Think about that. For Kambili, this idea that different doesn't automatically mean evil is absolutely revolutionary. And we actually get to see this different faith up close. Kambili secretly watches her grandfather's morning ritual. It's a declaration of innocence. And notice how it starts. Not with rules or dogma, but with a simple personal accounting of his own morality. And it keeps going. It's this beautiful testament to a life lived with real kindness. He's not praying to be saved from hellfire. He's just affirming a life of goodwill. So where is this heathen her dad was talking about? Because Kambili sure can't find him. And this is what really hits home. He prays for his son, Eugene, that's Kambili's father, the very son who has completely rejected him. He asks for blessings on his prosperity with total sincerity. It's this moment of unconditional love that's just a world away from the harsh judgment of Papa's house. So with her whole worldview starting to crack, Kambili starts having all these small but totally profound new experiences in Nsukka. And they all start to build on each other, really changing her from the inside. These are the moments that start to melt the ice. You've got her cousin Amaka, who's constantly pushing her like, hey, have an opinion, like this music, don't like that music, just be a person with a voice. Then there's Father Amadi, this young, lively priest who doesn't see her as a project to be perfected, he just sees her. He takes her to a stadium and she runs, not for a grade, not to please her father, but just for the fun of it. Each of these moments is a tiny crack in the prison her father built around her. Okay, this might sound like such a simple compliment, right? But for Kambili, it's an earthquake. Her entire life has been report cards and quiet corrections. To be seen, to be praised for something physical, something natural about herself, with no strings attached. She says it feels too close, too intimate. It's a direct confirmation of her, just as she is. And then it happens. The big breakthrough. After running, Father Amadi teases her and a smile she can't stop spreads across her face. A little later, in the car, he says something else, and she laughs. It's the first time. She actually hears the sound of her own joy, and it is so alien to her that it sounds like a recording of a stranger. This is the sound of the old Kambili starting to shatter. But, just as Kambili is starting to find herself in this world of light and laughter, tragedy strikes. Her time of discovery gets cut short by a sudden death, and it forces a head-on collision between the two worlds she's been trying to navigate. Papa Nuku dies just peacefully in his sleep, and the discovery is just gut-wrenching. You hear Amaka's desperate screams and Auntie Ifeoma's cries. It's this raw, human, chaotic moment of pure grief and loss for them. But when Papa shows up, man, the contrast is just chilling. Auntie Ifeoma confronts him, yelling, "Our father has died." She's trying to connect with him on a human level. But Papa's first and only question is a religious one. Did you call a priest to give him extreme unction? He can't even see his own father. All he sees is a soul that, to him, wasn't saved correctly.
This family is just broken by two totally different definitions of what love is. And just like that, Papa yanks Billy and her brother Jaja back home. The warmth, the freedom of Nsukka, gone. And the silent, terrifying judgment they ran away from is right there waiting for them. This is the question Papa asks her, and it's absolutely bone-chilling. The sin wasn't that they disobeyed him. Nope. The sin was just knowing their heathen grandfather was in the house and choosing to stay there anyway. To him, they willingly exposed themselves to spiritual poison, and now they have to be purified. The punishment is methodical, and it's horrible. He boils a kettle of water. He tells her to get into the tub. And then with this terrifying calm, he pours the scalding water all over her feet. It's not an act of rage. It's a ritual. And here's the really twisted part, his justification. He says this through tears as he's hurting his own daughter. He explains that a priest did the same thing to him once to cure him of a sin. In his messed up logic, this isn't abuse, it's a sacrament. He is causing this unbelievable pain out of what he truly believes is a fierce protective love. But here's the thing, the story doesn't just end there, in pain and fear. That trip to Nsukka planted something in Kambili and Jaja, and not even boiling water could kill it. You start to see these small, secret acts of defiance crop up. The first little sign of this change is a painting. When they were leaving Nsukka, Amaka gave Kambili an unfinished portrait of Papa Nuku. Kambili hides it. She's too scared to even unwrap it, but she runs her fingers over its shape. It's a secret, physical connection to the grandfather she grew to love, and the different world he represented. And Jaja, her brother, he has his own symbol. He brought back some stalks of a rare purple hibiscus from Auntie Ifeoma's garden. He hides them in the fridge, and he's planning to give them to their gardener to plant. It's a deliberate choice. He's literally trying to plant the color and the freedom of Nsukka right in the middle of their sterile world. So what this all shows us is that the kids who come back home, they are not the same kids who left. Before, their silence came from pure fear. Now, it's hiding defiance. The fear is definitely still there, but now it's mixed with the memory of freedom. And that has created something completely new, hope. And this is really where we leave Kambili. The pain from her father is huge. You can't deny that. It's almost overwhelming. But that memory of Nsukka, of laughter and acceptance and love that didn't come with conditions, it's lit a fire of defiance inside her that's now rising up to meet that pain. Something inside her has been unlocked for good. And that leaves us with this one big question. This story seems to suggest that once a world of silence is broken by real, genuine laughter, it can never truly be the same again. It might get forced back into place for a while, sure, but it's never really silent again. It's always going to be haunted by the echo of what it's like to be free.